If you find yourself trying to hold on to things and control the outcomes of things, then the lunar eclipse in Virgo on the 3rd of March is going to expose that right open for you. Welcome back to the Ramblings of a Gemini, and this is day 5, I think. Yeah, I think we're on day 5 of this challenge where I'm posting every single day. More of an experiment just to see what topics I tend to talk about, how I tend to talk about things. I'm kind of not putting as much planning in place for these. I'm kind of just going with what I feel and what I notice in the moment, just to kind of get like that sort of creative reset. And this is me totally releasing control, because in the past, I would have definitely have been one that's, let's research every topic, let's do all this, does it have a proven track record, and trying to control these things within an inch of their life. And that is exactly what this lunar eclipse in Virgo is exposing to you. Now, a lunar eclipse it's like an intense full moon. It's bringing endings, it's bringing change, it's bringing things in that need to happen over the next 6 months. So when that is in Virgo, now this is a south node eclipse. So it's not about moving forward, it's about letting go. It's about things coming to an end that need to end. And I definitely think for me, the biggest thing for me in this period, with the start of this challenge and everything, the biggest thing for me has been holding control over, like, okay, I need to just post what I know works. I need to go on to topics that I know are going to do well. I need to talk about this transit, because if I don't talk about this transit, and it was just trying to control things to try and get an outcome, to try and grow my accounts. Yeah. It wasn't me showing up in my personal brand as myself a lot of the times. It was making me revert back to this performance. Now, for me, Virgo is in my 12th house. So the 12th house is that house that's hidden. It's the kind of behind the scenes before you get to the first house. It's also about taking rest. And that's asking you, when it's the Virgo eclipse is there, it's like, maybe if you don't hold on to the details and maybe don't control as much, then maybe you will be able to release that and get some rest. Yeah? Because Virgo doesn't have to always be controlling the details and always trying to fix everything, and they can chill just as much. I think as well with Virgo energy, it could be asking you where you're maybe too critical on things. Now, if it's not the 12th house for me, it might be where am I being too critical on myself subconsciously without even thinking about it, that it creates self-sabotage and patterns. It does. But there's that could be coming up for me around this time, and it could be like, okay, you just need to let go of this. You need to understand it. If you don't need to be that critical of yourself. But that could be you. If that's maybe in your 4th house, that would maybe be something like you maybe need to stop being critical over your family, over your home. You maybe need to stop obsessing over the details of what your partner's doing, or not like your partners, but like your family dynamics, what everybody's doing. Stop trying to control everything. Stop trying to make sure every little minute detail is perfect. Now, like the last few months, there has been stelliums forming between the personal planets. And again, this is no different. In the sign of Pisces, we have that stellium forming between Mars, Mercury, the Sun, and Venus. And that's opposing this. So the Sun is lighting up, showing you your action, your desires, your mind's in it, your heart's in it, with the Sun being there. It's all there. It's showing you this is where your energy should be going. But these patterns that you've got here you're trying to control the details and getting stuck in your head, and it's holding you here, you're stopping you get to this place. Let's end these things now. Now, one of the problems with this is Virgo isn't ruled by Mercury, and at the time of this lunar eclipse, Mercury is going to be retrograde. What that means is that things are going to be slow. This eclipse period is probably going to take over the 6 months to fully form what this one was about, because Mercury is retrograde. Mercury doesn't do the best in Pisces because Pisces is dreamy, it's not logical, whereas Mercury is logical and it's analytical. So when Mercury and Mars kind of are here, they don't perform the best because they have to look into their intuition. You have to trust in stuff that's not real, and there's no details and there's no analytical stuff behind it. It does make it difficult, but when your heart and your mind and all that stuff are here, it's okay. We need to put that trust here, because holding on to the details and the Virgo and get to letting our emotions sabotage things that are going on over here. And that could, if it's somewhere else, it might not be like, but for me, this is in my 12th house, so it could be like self-sabotage and self-worth and the patterns, spirituality, all that sort of stuff. Things that need to come to an end. Health is something that comes up when it's the Virgo axis, because they like to have their they like to have their little rituals and their routines and stuff like that. That is very driven for their health. It really depends where the north and the south node are in your chart, whether that's going to trigger that. But it could be a thing as well. There could be things going on with your health. Like for me, it's more about getting my routines and my fitness back, I would say. But that might be totally different for you. Now, another thing to notice about this eclipse is that there is a trine from Jupiter in Cancer to Pisces, and there is a sextile from Jupiter in Cancer to Virgo. So what that means is we've got Jupiter themes here. Jupiter rules Pisces. That is a good place for it to be. It's making that easy, effortless, harmonious flow of energy between Pisces and Cancer. So what has your Jupiter story been? Like, I've spoken about this a few times throughout my day-to-day stuff. Like with the Jupiter story, for me, every time Jupiter's in Cancer, I always want to embody fitness. I always want to look after my body a little bit more. I always start to get into wanting to be the personal trainer, the fitness trainer, and doing all that stuff and bringing that into my business and all that stuff. That happened 12 years ago, the last time it was here, and it's happening again this time. So what is it for you? What other themes are coming up for you? Is there stuff around home? Is there stuff around family? Is there stuff around your emotions? Now, the thing with Jupiter is it's going to expand everything that it touches. So if you are holding on to these patterns and holding on to these things that the lunar eclipse in Virgo is telling you need to come to an end, that need to change, if you continue to hold on to that and Jupiter is expanding down the chain, then these things, it can't get you the same kind of growth as if you do the letting go and you've got that window of opportunity between Jupiter and Virgo. Yeah? Letting go of the things that no longer serve you. On the other side, you've got the trine between Virgo and Pisces. That's where you want to go. They're working together. You start to expand that stuff of where you want to go. Start putting your heart, your energy, your life force energy there, and let that old stuff float away. And Jupiter is going to give you that expansion and the growth that you need in that area. For me, that's my 10th house. But for you, it could be in other places as well. So for me, this is my 12th, 6th, and the 10th is lit up. This is probably one of the longer days, but I did want to talk about this because there is times where you just need to release that control. Now, the last thing I just want to speak on before I finish for today is there's 3 eclipses, to pay attention to. March 2025, September 2025, and obviously this one on the 3rd of March. When I look back to that one, the Virgo eclipse in March, for me, it was let's get comfortable talking about this sort of stuff. Let's get comfortable talking about astrology. Let's get comfortable doing forecasts. Let's get comfortable performing the role of the astrologer, I would say. Now, that was me trying to control the outcomes of the content. That was me doing what was safe, doing what was comfortable, looking over, analysing the details. Yeah? So that was that first one that got highlighted to me. And as every month went on, content did get harder. If you watched that, it was getting harder for me to perform at that level because it didn't feel aligned to what I wanted to do. And then as I started to get there, so September 2025, I was kind of at the point that I know this content isn't me, and it was time to drop the forecasts and do more of this sort of talking head sort of a stuff that I've been doing maybe since then, or maybe a little bit since then. I also had to look at my calendar because before then I was kind of just like, my calendar was a bit like 9 o'clock to 10 o'clock we're doing exercise, at 10 o'clock to 11 o'clock we're doing business stuff, and between 11 o'clock and 12 o'clock we're seeing this person for a coffee. My calendar looked good, but it was a flexibility nightmare. It was just getting in the road, and there was no living going on inside my business or inside my life. My business was my life, I was filling every moment of every day with the business, and it just was chaos. So then I had to let go of that as well, which I have done. I've got my daily non-negotiables now instead of that. Then this one's asking me, are you going to let go of this control and just commit to what you want to do? Instead of trying to control all the details. Now, I know I talk a lot about the content side of things with me because, again, that has been my focus for so long. And it's easier for me to spot these patterns. There are other stuff going on, that there is things that I need to let go of, especially like in relationships. It's letting go of attachments, that because I can sometimes do find myself getting attached easy in relationships. I do find myself, when I get misunderstood, I get this defensive. Yeah. That's my Mars and Cancer coming out. Yeah. So I do notice there's other things going on here as well with this, but that's kind of the things that are going on. So let me know where this Virgo eclipse is going to be hitting your chart. Let me know what you've been noticing going on in your life just now with this. Is there anything going on in Virgo that you think that's probably what I need to let go of? Let me know down in the comments. If you've liked this video, then give it a like. And if you're not subscribed, subscribe to all the stuff that's good for the algorithm. I'd really appreciate it. But yeah, have an awesome rest of your day, and I will see you in the next one. Take care.